Hey there, I'm Chelsea Evans from Apple Blossom Way, and today I'm going to show you how to paint tile. This tile was kind of a rusty color. We wanted to flip it so it was more neutral, and it matched the cabinets and countertops. So we chose a warm gray and a cream and a cool stencil. The most important part is prep work. You need to clean and scrub your tile. I recommend a good degreaser. You can use any degreaser, or you can use Dawn dish soap, which I'm using. I use a scrub brush, and I use Surf Prep sanding pads. These are called rad pads, and I sand the surface. After it's dry, I sand it again with 80 grit sandpaper. You can do this by hand, or you can do it with a sander. It's preference. You want to make sure you sand the tile and the grout very, very well. Sweep up your excess. Make sure all of the dust is picked up. Then take a damp towel. I use a microfiber cloth and I wipe it down again. Make sure everything is super clean. Once that's done, I tape everything off. I tape all my edges and cabinetry, baseboards. Make sure it's nice and tight. Then you're going to prime. So I'm using a B12 Klingon brush and Wise Owl Gray primer, and I'm just applying it. This is the first coat. I will wait until it's completely dry and I apply a second coat. It's really important to do that. I wait 4 to 6 hours between coats. I apply my second coat, I wait overnight, and then I apply my first coat of enamel. This is gray linen that I'm using. 1 hour enamel is an awesome paint. It's 90% cured in 4 hours, 100% cured within 14 days. So it's a quick curing, quick drying paint. You can do multiple coats very quickly. I've got 2 coats on now, an hour in between coats. This is the Gothic Trellis stencil from Redesign with Prima, designed by Cece. It's amazing. I'm going to be using 1 hour enamel in Alablaster, which is a warm cream color. So I'm just applying it in a Costa Vida tin with a sponge roller. These are foam rollers. They're great for applying stencils. And you just want to apply your first coat really thin. Really nice and thin to get a good crisp line. Wait a second, apply another coat thinly, and then you're good to go. So I'm going to show you here in just a second. I'll peel it up. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I love the stencil. It's beautiful. So this stencil overlaps. You just want to overlap it a little bit, and then you want to continue down. I usually continue down in a straight line, and then I work my way across. I miss the grout lines, and if I get any in the grout lines, I touch it up. In between stenciling, I wipe it down with baby wipes. You can use a cloth, but baby wipes are really fast, and then you can throw them away, and they're pretty inexpensive. Do both sides. Now I've upgraded to an actual rolling tray. This is day 2. You can see here how thin I'm applying the enamel. If you push down or apply it too thick, you're going to get a lot of bleed through. So right now we're at a point where we've done all of our edges. I'm going to show you. I cut part of my stencil to do the edges. You can either do that, and you can kind of cut out what works for you, or the stencils are really flexible. So you can kind of push it into the corners. You can tape it down or hold it down, and then you can roller it to get all of your edges done. Then after you've got those done, you can go and touch up anything you miss. So any smudges, I like to touch up. I use a very fine artist brush to do this with. I will do it on the main tile, and I also go along my edges and touch up any spots that didn't quite make it to the edge. I just add a little bit with a brush. It's really simple to do, and you don't have to be very artistic to do it. You just kind of follow the lines. So I'm going to seal this tile in 1 hour enamel clear in matte. And I'm using, again, a B12 brush. These are awesome. Klingon brushes are amazing. They're going to last you forever. They're nice and thick, and it holds a lot of paint. So I can apply that clear coat. And you can see I just go both ways. I go horizontal, vertical, and then I stop. Then I do my next section. So the 1 hour enamel is fully dry within an hour, and then you can apply your next coat, which is amazing. So I went ahead and started applying my clear coat. And you just want to make sure it's nice and even. You don't apply it too thick or too thin, just a nice even coat across. When that's completely dry, you're going to do a second coat. When that's totally dry, you are going to use an X-Acto knife if you have one. If not, you're going to use scissors, and you are going to cut along the edges of your tape. This is going to give you a nice clean cut. When you peel it off, you're not going to have any issues with the paint adhering to your tape. So just make sure, X-Acto knife is best if you have one, or if you can get one, make sure that you use that. It's easier than scissors. Just cut a line, and then you're done. Easy peasy. It takes time, and use a blanket to kneel on. Other than that, it'll turn out beautiful. When our enamel is going to be fully cured in 14 days, 100%. Just make sure you take good care of it. Use a damp cloth to clean it for the first 2 weeks. Don't use any chemicals. After that, a Swiffer has worked great for me, and a rag when I've needed it. Enjoy.